Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Betting Insights. I'm Timothy alongside Sergio, of course. Sergio, welcome.
Yeah, welcome everybody. Hey Tim.
Yes, thanks for joining in again. As you know, we are giving out betting tips for 5 different club competitions across Europe: Serie A, La Liga, Bundesliga, Eredivisie, and the Premier League. Overall, last week, quick recap: pretty solid week, but best bets for you, Sergio, especially not good. You went 1-5.
Yeah. Yeah, no, not good. I went for a wild one and yeah,
Yeah.
I
But
missed.
we're entering the last part of the season. Only a couple weeks left for most of the teams or most of the leagues. So let's look to bounce back and make some money in these last couple of weeks, right?
Yeah. Especially for the ones on the bottom.
All right. All right. Today we are starting with Serie A. First game on the schedule: Monza hosting Lazio. Monza wins set at 4.5. Lazio wins set at 1.83. Line for total goals 2.5. Now the score line in Lazio's last win was only 1-0, but a quite dominant performance against Hellas Verona, which makes it 4 straight wins right now, and they still have a chance to climb over Atalanta, and at least need to keep Fiorentina under them. So Lazio has much more to play for this game, while Monza not really playing for anything. So who are you going to here?
Actually, I'm definitely going for Lazio here. Um, Interesting on. Monza, yeah, like you said, not much to play for, so I think Lazio will definitely take this game very seriously.
Yes, and if they do and play like they did last week, they should come away with the win here. I would agree with you. All right, next up, Sassuolo hosting Inter. Sassuolo wins set at 6.25. Inter wins set at 1.52. Line for total goals 3.5. Now, Sassuolo really needs to win this game, or at least 3 of the last 4 games to have a chance to escape relegation. They already won the first meeting against Inter, which was a shock, but they've just been abysmal of late. They've conceded a lot of goals in the last 2 games, only one scored. So even if Inter does not play with their usual starters, I have a hard time seeing Sassuolo win here. Who are you going with?
Yeah, me too. I don't think Sassuolo will be the only team then that won both times in this season from Inter. So I don't see that happening. Inter, maybe the over 3.5 seems interesting. Yeah, but no, I'm not going for Sassuolo here. They don't stand a chance.
No, I would also play Inter because also, of course, Inter champions already, nothing to play for. But listen, man, like I said, Sassuolo is just awful. If even if Inter doesn't play their usual starters, I have a hard time seeing Sassuolo win. So this game just to kind of stay away from me. All right. Next up, Cagliari hosting Lecce. Cagliari wins set at 2.16. Lecce wins set at 3.65. Line total goes 2.5. Now, Lecce should be safe with 7 points clear, while Cagliari is just 3 points above the drop. So, Cagliari is the more desperate team here. After 4 unbeaten games, Cagliari lost again, while Lecce extended their unbeaten streak to 3 with a draw against Monza. So, like I said, Cagliari is the more desperate team here, so I'm gonna back them. They're playing at home, so that's my pick. What are you doing, Sergio?
Yeah, I'm also going for Cagliari in this one, especially because they're playing at home and it's a game that they must win. So definitely Cagliari.
Yeah, all right, that would be my play also here. Next game, Hellas Verona hosting Fiorentina. Verona wins set at 3.3. Fiorentina wins set at 2.4. The line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Verona, another team just 2 points above the drop. Fiorentina still has a chance to climb over Lazio, but will they focus on the Conference League a little bit more than the Serie A?
I think they'll focus on the Conference League because I think it's the only prize that they can win. Yeah, it's a real prize, and they haven't won a prize in a long time. So I think that they're just going for the Conference League.
Yeah, I would agree with you. So, given that Verona really needs the points, I'm not gonna fully back Verona, but I will take a double chance on Verona and play the over 1.5 goals for the total game. That puts the odd at 2.14. Good odds for me. I think Verona should at least get a draw here, given that Fiorentina's mind occupied with other things like the Conference League. So that would be my play here. A quick bet builder, double chance Verona over 1.5 total goals for the game.
I would go for the 2.5 further.
That's even even possible. I'm just playing it safe, taking the over 1.5 goals. Over 2-1 odd, I like that. But
Yeah.
over 2.5, also very possible. I would agree with you. All right, next up, Empoli hosting Frosinone. Empoli wins set at 2.38. Frosinone wins set at 3.15. Line for total goals 2.5. Now, these teams tied on points, 2 points above the draw both. So this should be an intense game. Frosinone is somehow unbeaten in 5, while Empoli has scored 1 goal over the last 3 games, and that's been a trend all season. They're the lowest scoring team in the league. So I have a hard time backing Empoli, even though they're playing at home. My play would just be both teams to score, because I can see both teams in a really getting on the score sheet, given they have something to play for, maybe a 1-1 draw. Or are you doing something here?
Yeah, I'm also going for a draw here. So yeah, so it's definitely a stay away from me. And over 2.5, no, I don't think so.
No, I have a hard time seeing that also, though. I would just play both teams to score set at 1.68. I think it's slightly good value. All right, next up, AC Milan hosting Genoa. AC Milan wins set at 1.43. Genoa wins set at 8. Line for total goals 2.5. Now, a bit of a bad stretch for AC Milan. 5 games without a win. They have little to play for, as does Genoa. So I'm not really betting this game. Kind of a stay away from me. Are you doing something?
No, I'm also not betting this game. Not a lot of value backing AC Milan, and over 2.5, also not that interesting.
All right.
So
Next up, Roma hosting Juventus. Roma wins set at 2.95. Juventus wins set at 2.65. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, tough spot for Roma here, coming off a loss against Leverkusen, but they are sitting fifth right now and have the last ticket for the Champions League next year. But they need to keep winning. Also, should have one eye on the return leg versus Leverkusen. They are 2 points above Atalanta, so Atalanta also has a game in hand. So how serious is this game for them?
I think this game is more important for them because I think they're already given up. Because against Leverkusen, yeah, 2-0 down, yeah, it's almost impossible to win.
Yeah,
So
especially that you lost 2-0 at home.
so I'm just going for a win here for Roma. Um, I think they understand the importance of this game. So Champions League spot, yes, of course.
I'm kind of going the other way in this game. I'm taking Juventus. Sorry for going against you, but listen, man, Juventus fresher legs, and I know they haven't been great on the road. But you kind of see Roma didn't really put up a great fight against Leverkusen on Thursday, so I think confidence will be low. No travel, so better spot than if they were to play on the road on Thursday. But still, I like Juventus in this spot. I'm going for Juventus, the team with the fresher legs, and they've overall been a better team this season, so I'm just gonna back Juventus, even though they're playing on the road. All right. Next up, Salernitana hosting Atalanta. Salernitana wins set at 7.5. Atalanta wins set at 1.4. Line for total goals 3.5. No, not an interesting game for me here. Salernitana already relegated. Atalanta should win here. Are you doing something?
No, this one we can also skip. Yeah, Atalanta, yeah, Salernitana. Yeah, I think it's over and out. So
Yeah, that's right. All right, next up, Udinese hosting Napoli. Udinese wins set at 3.75. Napoli wins set at 2. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Napoli has a slim chance to play European football next year. But Udinese should be the more desperate team trying to escape relegation or at least avoid relegation. Another surprising result for Udinese against the top team, picking up a draw against Bologna. And I think they will kind of do the same here, defend with their lives. My play here would be first half a draw. Are you doing something?
Yeah, I maybe even thinking for a win for Bologna, but yeah, they
You
are.
mean Udinese?
Yes, for Udinese because against Bologna, yeah, they surprised me. So yeah, I'm going. I would just go for a win for Udinese.
I also like that upset. I'm not impressed, but by what I've seen from Napoli. So, backing Udinese in an upset, it's not a bad play. Uh, I can see the game starting off slow, and that's why my play would be in a first half draw. But listen, man, if you wanna back Udinese, sprinkle something on that. Good odds, you can cash something.
Yeah.
All right. That wraps up Serie A. Let's get to the Bundesliga. First game on the schedule. Dortmund hosting Augsburg. Dortmund wins set at 1.86. Augsburg wins set at 3.7. Line for total goals 3.5. Now, good win for Dortmund against PSG. And with the fifth place also getting a Champions League ticket, Dortmund has little to play for in the league, while while Augsburg can climb over Freiburg, so they should be the more desperate team here. What are you doing?
Yeah, but you just said it, the fifth place for the Champions League. Come on, that's not even close to being a champion. The fifth place, but
That's true.
they already played the Champions League. But anyway, back to business. I think Dortmund will just definitely go for the win here. Like you said, fifth place is very important, but the fourth place would be better for them. But they need to win the last 3, 4 games.
Yeah, and they need a
So
little bit help. So Leipzig is now 6 points clear.
yeah. So Dortmund, they don't have nothing else to do but to win. So I just go for a Dortmund win.
All right. Next up, Werder Bremen hosting Gladbach. Bremen wins set at 2.38. Gladbach wins set at 2.88. Line for total goals set at 3.5. Now, Bremen safe while Gladbach needs a couple of more points. Bremen is in slightly better form, winning the last two, but desperation calls here. Gladbach has not been great on the road, so I will not back them for an outright win, but I will do a double chance for Gladbach. Kind of low value, 1.58, but that would be my play here, kind of safe. What are you doing?
Yeah, double chance. Yeah, seems like the way to go because I'm seeing these two teams draw. Actually, for Gladbach, it's an important game, but yeah, Werder Bremen is playing at home, so uh, it would be difficult for Gladbach to get a win here.
All right, we agree there. Next up, Wolfsburg hosting Darmstadt. Wolfsburg wins set at 1.41. Darmstadt wins set at 7.5. Line for total goals 3.5. Now, listen, it's Darmstadt, so you just have to go against them. Back Wolfsburg here. Low odds, but that's the only play for this game, right?
Yes, yes, of course, yeah, but also, yeah, actually, this one is a stay away for me. But like you said, um, I agree with you on this one.
Yeah, and Wolfsburg can clinch a spot in the Bundesliga for next season with a win here, so I really can't see anything else happening. All right, next up, Stuttgart hosting Bayern Munich. Stuttgart wins set at 2.12. Bayern Munich wins set at 3.15. Line for total goals 3.5. Now, Bayern also has little to play for and should be focused on the return leg versus Real Madrid. And listen, man, even if they were not, I would still take Stuttgart. Stuttgart has been one of the better teams and one of the better home teams in the Bundesliga this season. And Bayern has only beaten Union Berlin and Darmstadt in the last 8 road games. So completely different team on the road. Bayern. Give me Stuttgart for the win. What are you doing?
Yeah, definitely Stuttgart for a win. Bayern will focus on the return game against Real. So Stuttgart playing at home.
Next up, Keulen hosting Freiburg. Keulen wins set at 2.38. Freiburg wins set at 2.95. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now Keulen is already relegated, while Freiburg is battling for the last European ticket. Freiburg is playing a lot better of late, and actually they should have won last week if not for the red card. So just give me Freiburg for a win here. I just can't back Keulen. What are you doing?
Yeah, Freiburg. Freiburg, of course, very interesting. They're still playing for something. Keulen, not so much. So it's definitely going for a Freiburg win here.
All right, we also agreed there. Next up, Union hosting Bochum. Union wins set at 1.98. Bochum wins set at 4. Line for total goals 2.5. Now, both teams 2 points above the drop. Union has scored 1 goal in the last 4 games, so hard to trust them, but even harder to trust Bochum on the road. They have won 1 road game this season, and guess against who? Yes, against Darmstadt. So I will just steal back the home team here. Give me Union for the win. What are you doing?
Yeah, yes, you can't go any other way. Like you said, when you're playing at home, yeah, it's yeah. I think one of the most important game of the season. So yeah, and 1.98.
Yes,
Yeah,
very good value.
yeah, very good value.
All right, next up, Frankfurt hosting Leverkusen. Frankfurt wins set at 3.05. Leverkusen wins set at 2.33. Line to total goals 2.5. Now, Leverkusen should not care about this game, but it seems like they have great motivation to keep their unbeaten streak alive. I think this is kind of a bad spot, being on the road Thursday and now going on the road again. So I'm certainly going to sprinkle something on Frankfurt, but my play would be a double chance for Frankfurt set at 1.62. So even if Leverkusen really fights to keep their unbeaten streak alive, maybe they sneak out a draw, but I really can't see them winning this game. What are you doing?
Yeah, Bayer Leverkusen definitely focused on the game against Roma. Although they're in a good position, I think they can still get the treble.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So yeah, I think if they if they choose to let one record go, I think it would be the unbeaten streak. So
Yeah, winning the
we
treble
can
is
do
much
that.
more important, should be much more important.
Yeah. So no, I'm going for the Eintracht win. Yeah,
All
definitely.
right.
I think this is the game because it comes when you don't expect it, and I think this will be the one.
Yeah, and the last remaining games, I think one is against Augsburg, one against Darmstadt, so or Bochum. Need to check that one, but I can see them losing the last in the 2 league games. So yes, this is kind of the last hope. And last week we did hit. We took a double chance on Stuttgart, so that was a good one.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Heidenheim hosting Mainz. Heidenheim wins set at 3.1. Mainz wins set at 2.3. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, Heidenheim also has a chance to claim the last European ticket, but kind of a long shot. Mainz knows that Union and Bochum are facing off, so they can leapfrog at least one of them with a win here. So they should have great motivation. So I'm just gonna back Mainz in this spot. What are you doing?
No, I'm not backing Mainz here. I'm just going for Heidenheim. Heidenheim. I mean, they're playing at home. Still have a small chance for a European ticket. Mainz. I think this game is more important for Mainz than for Heidenheim, but I think desperation will be the problem for Mainz.
Might be, might be. I still like Mainz in that spot. All right. That wraps up the Bundesliga. Let's get to La Liga. First game, Real Sociedad hosting Las Palmas. Sociedad wins set at 1.38. Las Palmas wins set at 9.5. Line for total goals 2.5. Now, no bet here for me. I think Sociedad should win and keep their hopes of European football for next year alive. Also, Las Palmas has scored once in the last 6 games, so I really can't see them winning here. Are you doing something?
I would go for the over 2.5 here. Yeah, against Real Sociedad, against Las Palmas. Yeah, I think I think Las Palmas scores a goal, but Real Sociedad still wins. So yeah, I would go for the over 2.5.
Yeah, that for me that would also be the only thing I'm looking at in that game. Other than that, and just staying away. All right. Next up, Real Madrid hosting Cadiz. Madrid wins set at 1.36. Cadiz wins set at 9.5. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, listen, Madrid should also be focused on the return leg against Bayern Munich, but they're playing at home against a team like Cadiz. So, man, even if they line up their second squad, they should win this game. And they should pick up a couple more points to be crowned champions. So, should have the motivation. What are you doing?
No, this I'm skipping this game. No bet for me this game.
All right. Next up, Girona hosting Barcelona. Girona wins set at 2.75. Barcelona wins set at 2.45. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now, Girona has not been great of late, especially on the road. They still have only one home loss on the season against Real Madrid. So I believe they will keep that streak here alive. And man, Barcelona, really hard to say which Barcelona team will show up here. What are you doing?
Yeah, Girona, they already won the first game against Barcelona. I don't think they're gonna win the second one also. I would just go for Barcelona here. Barcelona for the win. I think Barcelona is in much better form. What I'm seeing also. So no, I would go for Barcelona.
Yeah, and they are a different Barcelona team than the one that lost the first meeting against Girona. But still, Girona at home, just a tough place to play. Even when their form hasn't been great, they've been able to, sneak out wins at home. So I believe they will do the same here. So just give me Girona. All right. Next up, Mallorca hosting Atletico Madrid. Mallorca wins set at 3.75. Atletico Madrid wins set at 2.15. Line for total goes 2.5. Now, Mallorca has something to play for, being only 6 points above the drop. But listen, man, I can't see Atletico Madrid squandering this. After beating Bilbao last week, to put some more distance between them and Bilbao and secure a Champions League spot for next year, it just would be a waste to lose this game. So I believe Simeone will have his guys ready. Just give me Atletico Madrid for a win. What are you doing?
Over 2.5. This game. I would go. Mallorca will score. I think so. Over 2.5, or Atletico Madrid wins both teams to score. But I'm agreeing with you. Atletico Madrid will definitely win this game.
All right. Next up, Osasuna hosting Betis. Osasuna wins set at 3.15. Betis wins set at 2.4. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Betis is in good form, and I think they should keep that going here. At least avoid a loss against a team that has scored once over the last 3 games. Also, Betis needs to win to qualify for European football next year. Now, they don't have a great record on the road this year, which is why I'm kind of hesitant to take Betis for a win. But double chance for Betis would be the play, but kind of low value. So I'm just going to play the over 2.5. What are you doing?
I'm still gonna try it. I'm going for the Betis win here. I don't know why it's just a feeling, but I'm going for the Betis win.
Yeah, they are the slightly better team, have more to play for. So that's where the smart money should be. But still, I really have a hard time trusting them on the road. All right. Next up, Celta hosting Villarreal. Celta wins set at 2.45. Villarreal wins set at 2.85. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Villarreal put up a great performance again last week, and they still have a small chance to claim a ticket for European football next year, while Celta also needs the points, being only 5 points above the drop. So what are you doing here?
I think that they'll draw. I don't see I don't see something else happening in this game. I'm actually just skipping this one, so I'm not placing a bet here.
Not a bad choice in skipping this game. also believe this one's a tough one to call. All right, next up, Valencia hosting Alaves. Valencia wins set at 2.08. Alaves wins set at 4.2. Line for total goal set at 1.5. So kind of low here. Valencia has 2 losses in a row, but I believe they will get right being at home here. They can keep the pressure on Betis with a win. And also, of course, if Betis were to lose, they would have more motivation to climb over Betis. And Alaves also in good form the last 2 weeks. But listen, man, both games were at home. Now they go on the road. Just give me Valencia for a win. What are you doing?
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Valencia for a win. Alaves, the 2 games at home, they won. Yeah, it weren't that spectacular games, of course. Yeah, against Celta, against Atletico was a surprise. So I'm just going for a Valencia win.
All right, me too. Next up, Rayo hosting Almeria. Rayo wins set at 1.62. Almeria wins set at 5.75. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now Rayo is 6 points above the drop, while Almeria's fate has already been sealed. So listen, you just gotta take Rayo for a win here, right?
Yeah, yeah, Rayo for a win, but not much value here. So 1.6, no, it's not enough. So
Yeah,
I
but
think this one also.
should be, although I have a hard time trusting Rayo, they have not been great. They're only 6 points above the drop, so that is kind of speaks for itself. But man, it should be a comfortable win for Rayo here. You're very desperate, only 6 points above the drop. Win this game, you might secure a spot for in La Liga next season. So, not great value 1.62, but kind of should be in a sure bet here. All right, next up, Sevilla hosting Granada. Sevilla wins set at 1.63. Granada wins set at 5.6. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, uh, Granada's fate also should be sealed, right? Granada not yet relegated. They have a chance to survive relegation, but they need to win at least 4 of the next 5, maybe 5 of the last 5. So this is just a matter of time, right?
Yeah. Yeah, just a matter of time. I think Sofia definitely got this one already. So Granada, it's up to the next 4 or 3.
All right. That wraps up La Liga. Let's get to the Premier League. First game, Arsenal hosting Bournemouth. Arsenal wins set at 1.23. Bournemouth wins set at 13. Line for total goals 3.5. Now, the only thing I'm looking at here is the over 3.5. Arsenal should win this game playing at home and trying to keep the pressure on Manchester City. Are you doing something?
Yeah, I agree with you. Arsenal at home, but the over 3.5, I would try the over 3.5. Arsenal is usually a team when they play at home, they score a lot, and maybe Bournemouth even picks up a goal in London. So I would try the over 3.5.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right. Next up, Sheffield hosting Nottingham Forest. Sheffield wins set at 4.7. Forest wins set at 1.75. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now, Forest just has to win here. They have no other option. 1 point above Luton. I think Luton picked up a draw today against Everton, so they should be tied on points right now. Listen, man, but you have to win this game and put some distance with Luton again. Try to stay in the Premier League. So give me Forest for a win. Actually, one of my favorite bets. Kind of good value, 1.75. What are you doing?
Yeah, and of course, I think Forest. They have no other option than to win against Sheffield United. Yeah, last,
Yes,
already relegated. So
it
yeah,
doesn't get any easier than this.
no, this is the one for them.
Yes, and the remaining games are against Chelsea and Burnley. So you want to pick up as much points and as quickly as possible.
Yep.
All right. Next up, Burnley hosting Newcastle United. Burnley wins set at 3.5. Newcastle wins set at 2.05. A line for total goal set at 3.5. Now, it's kind of a spot where I'm leaning towards Burnley. Burnley has lost only 1 of the last 5 and seem to be playing well under pressure. And I know Newcastle also playing for something, trying to leapfrog Manchester United for the Conference League ticket. But Newcastle had one stretch during the season where they won 4 games on the road. Aside from that, they have not been good on the road at all. So it's leaning towards Burnley in this spot, trying to take a double chance for Burnley at 1.8. What are you doing?
Yeah, Burnley is a yeah an interesting one because yeah they can still make it.
Yes, but
So
they have to win the remaining games.
yeah, and hope for of course for Nottingham to drop points. But yeah, I'm also going for Burnley,
All right.
especially because they're playing at home.
Yes, me too. All right. I like I said, but I would play it safe. I'll take the double chance at 1.8, but might also sprinkle something on a Burnley win. Right, next up, Brentford hosting Fulham. Brentford win set at 2.1. Fulham win set at 3.4. Line for total goals set at 3.5. Now, neither team is playing for much here, so I'm kind of skipping this game. Are you doing something?
I know Brentford is still. I think Brentford is still a little, yeah, in better form than Fulham at the moment. They're playing at home. Of course, they lost against Everton last week, but it was an away game. Now they're playing at home. I'm still leaning towards Brentford to win this one.
That would also be my lean, but given that neither team really has motivation, I would just stay away from this game. All right, next up, Manchester City hosting Wolves. City win set at 1.13. Wolves win set at 25. Damn. Line from total goals 3.5. Now, can Wolves upset City here?
No. No, City, if they drop points, it won't be against Wolves. That's for sure. No, I'm City. It's no, yeah. And maybe even a clean sheet this game. So I'm just
Yeah,
for City win.
Wolves already won the first meeting against City, but that was when Wolves was playing at home, of course. But kind of a weird game. Wolves had one shot on target, but scored twice. So do the math. City scored an own goal, and City kind of dominated the matchup and 23 goal attempts, 8 shots on goal. So that was kind of a weird game. I really can't see Wolves getting the win here. All right, next up, Chelsea hosting West Ham. Chelsea win set at 1.65. West Ham win set at 4.9. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now West Ham just in awful form. One win in the last 9. But Chelsea, another team you just can't trust. But they have lost just 4 games at home this season, which is respectable. And for some reason, just 3 points behind United. So also playing a little bit for something. Where are you going here?
Yeah, I'm skipping this one. Actually, I don't trust none of these two. So Chelsea, not West Ham also. So no, maybe a draw, but I'm skipping this
And I'm joining you on that train, also skipping this game. All right. Next up, Brighton hosting Villa. Brighton wins set at 2.8. Aston Villa wins set at 2.48. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Kind of a surprising result for Aston Villa in midweek against Olympiacos. So kind of low confidence heading into this game, but Brighton not in great form. Brighton is in just awful form. 1 goal in the last 5 games, while Villa needs to shake off a bad midweek loss. Also, lucky to have survived against Chelsea last week. The draw. Now Tottenham is 7 points behind Villa with a game in hand, but the way Tottenham is playing, Villa should not be concerned about Tottenham leapfrogging them. So I'm not so sure how serious Villa will take this game. Who are you going with here?
Yeah, I would no, I would still take it very seriously because Aston Villa, yeah, it's not the team that you think, ah, yeah, they'll win the last 4 games easy. So yeah, it's if you lose against Olympiacos at home, um, anything can happen. So uh, but for this game, I'm going for Aston Villa win.
Like you said, anything could happen, which is why I'm going for Brighton in this spot. I'm going against you. I think Brighton will win this game. Aston Villa, like I said, low confidence, and man, Villa really up and down. I'm not sure how confident they will be in this game going on the road against Brighton. So maybe one eye on the return leg against Olympiacos. So
I
just
think they already gave that one up because now in Greece is even more difficult to get a result. So,
yeah,
but
but they're actually overall the better team, right? So you just gotta win. I think I know it's a tough spot. You gotta win with at least a 2 goal difference, but they still should have the hope. All right. Next up, Liverpool hosting Tottenham. Liverpool wins set at 1.47. Tottenham wins set at 6.1. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now, listen, man, these are just two teams you can't trust at the moment. This should have been an entertaining game if you were to look ahead and early in the season, but these teams are just in awful form, both of them. I'm skipping this game. What are you doing?
I'm going for a double chance for Tottenham. Yes,
Listen, man,
interesting. Yeah, Liverpool. I think things are not going very well. They're the team at the moment.
but
So
you think things are going well for Tottenham?
yeah, also that's why I think they'll draw. So, but I'm just playing it safe with a double chance. So, yeah, but I'm going for a double chance. Tottenham.
All right, listen, man, I can't trust either team. Let's just get to the next game. Crystal Palace hosting United. Another team I have a hard time trusting, but listen, man, let's get to it. Crystal Palace wins set at 2.43. United wins set at 2.8. Line for total goals 3.5. United one loss in the last 9 games, but only 2 wins in 90 minutes of play. One against Sheffield, the one against other one against Everton. So, how can you trust United? Listen, man, I won't be backing Palace because they have nothing to play for, but also have a hard time when betting my money on Manchester United. What are you doing here?
For Palace, winning against Manchester United is yeah is a is very important, and they already won the first game. So I would think that they'll be extra motivated to be one of the teams that won both games in a season against Manchester United. They're playing at home. That's why I'm going for a Crystal Palace win.
And they have been playing better under the new coach. But listen, man, this the first game they won was also kind of a one-off. 2 shots on goal. United kind of dominated the game from start to finish. The scoreline, of course, would not indicate that, but United was overall the better team. Listen, man, but I just have a hard time and picking United, not knowing which United team is going to show up here. So would maybe still lean towards United, but uh, kind of maybe have to join you in that Palace and will win this game.
Yeah.
All right, that wraps up the Premier League. Let's get to the Eredivisie. First game, Heracles hosting RKC. Heracles wins set at 2.25. RKC wins set at 3. Line for total goal set at 3.5. With a win here, Heracles will be safe. So they should be up for this game. RKC earned a good point last week against Utrecht. But listen, man, even against an inferior opponent, I can't trust RKC going on the road. 2 wins and 2 draws on the road this season. Besides from that, all else. So give me Heracles for a win here. What are you doing?
I'm going for RKC here this year. I still think RKC is in better form. Not that much luck the last games, against Utrecht, against AZ. Yeah, they were close, and Almelo, Heracles, I don't trust them so much. I think the new trainer or the new coach, I think the chemistry is gone there. So I'm going for a RKC win.
All right, I'm going the other way. We'll see you next week. Next up, PSV hosting Sparta. PSV wins set at 1.14. Sparta wins at 17. Line for total goals 3.5. Now the line obviously tells you what you need to know about this game. PSV should win this game, and of course they pick up a point. They will be crowned champions, so should be motivated. No bet here for me. Or are you doing something?
No, also not for me. PSV, yeah, it's a championship game, so you wanna close it or seal the deal in style. So I don't think Sparta stands a chance.
All right, next up, Utrecht hosting Vitesse. Utrecht wins set at 1.35. Vitesse wins set at 9. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now, Vitesse somehow fought their way back, being down against Fortuna last week. So, hooray, you won't finish the season with minus points. But listen, man, going on the road against Utrecht is a different story. So, just give me Utrecht for a win. What are you doing?
Yeah, and Utrecht still has a chance to maybe pass Ajax. So yeah, I would definitely go for a Utrecht win. Over 3.5, no, not that interesting. And I'm not betting this game, skipping this one, but I just know Utrecht will win this one.
All right, I agree with you. Next up, Volendam hosting Ajax. Volendam wins set at 7. Ajax wins set at 1.37. Line for total goals set at 3.5. Now, I know 1.37 isn't a high odd, but for Ajax against Volendam, that is actually a very high odd. Or are you doing something here?
Yeah, yeah, Ajax, you can't trust them. And Volendam, I know they still have a small chance, and these small teams this season, it looks like all of them feel like it's Ajax, we can maybe get a point. So,
Yeah.
so they're extra motivated. So I would sprinkle something on Volendam. Ajax is not interesting, but maybe a double chance. But I would maybe sprinkle something on Volendam.
Just a little sprinkle, little sprinkle. Volendam's awful, man. So if you do something, just a salt bay, really in a sprinkle, a little bit. All right, next up, AZ hosting Twente. AZ wins set at 2.35. Twente wins set at 3.1. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Twente will secure a third place with a win here. AZ very up and down, while Twente has, of course, been one of the better teams and no question the third best team in the league this season. And AZ knows even if they win here, very unlikely they will leapfrog Twente. So Twente should have more motivation heading into this one. Give me Twente for a win. But my play will be Twente over 1.5 goals set at 2.55. What are you doing here, Sergio?
Yeah, I'm also going for the Twente win here. Like you said, it doesn't matter if AZ wins. I don't think they'll pass Twente on the ranking. So I would just go for a Twente win. Twente is still the better team.
All right. Next up, Feyenoord hosting PEC. Feyenoord wins set at 1.1. PEC wins set at 23. Line for total goals set at 3.5. Now, I have no bet in this game. Also, the line tells you what you need to know. Not an interesting game for me. Are you doing something?
Also skipping this one.
All right, let's get to the next one. Last but not least, Excelsior hosting NEC. Excelsior wins set at 2.95. NEC wins set at 2.25. Line for total goals 3.5. Now, a lot at stake here for both teams. Excelsior undefeated in 2, but very fortunate. NEC is still the far better team. So even going on the road, I'm still gonna back them, knowing they have something to play for. Give me NEC for a win. What are you doing?
Yes, of course. NEC are also one of the teams that can still pass Ajax, and they dropped a lot of points the last, I think, 2 games. Playing against AZ, and of course the game against Swallow was very disappointing. So dropped four points, no, or 5 points there. So yeah, I'm going for a NEC win against Excelsior.
All right. Now that wraps up the Eredivisie and that wraps our picks for the upcoming weekend. A quick recap for our best bets. I have Nottingham Forest for a win, Valencia for a win, NEC for a win, Heracles for a win, Stuttgart for a win, Twente over 1.5 goals, Union for a win, and Cagliari also for a win. What are you doing, Sergio?
Yeah, I also have Lazio, Cagliari, Fiorentina or Hellas Verona against Fiorentina over 2.5. I have a Roma win, of course, Dortmund win, Stuttgart, and last but not least, Atletico Madrid.
All right, now that wraps up the picks for this weekend. And like we always say, guys, bet smart, bet with your head, and guys, please be responsible. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, have a great weekend, everybody.